Okay, let's quickly create our little game, but before that I'm going to clear the code that I don't need. First of all, I'm going to ask for the user's name, so let's print something. Let's say, may I have your name? The way that you can get the user's name is by saying the string name is equal to scanner.next. We have seen scanner.next int, which was the way that we could receive some integer from user, but as you can see in here, the return type of this next method is a string, meaning that the scanner will wait for the user to enter some string. I can use it to get the user's name. After that, I can say something like hello plus the user's name. After that, we are going to ask for the user's permission. Because we are polite people, we can say, shall we begin? And once again, we are going to wait for the user's answer. For that, I can create another string. Let's say answer is equal to scanner.next. I'm going to stop the application in here and I will wait for a yes answer from the user. And until we wouldn't get a yes answer from the user, we won't continue on with our application. For that, I'm going to create a while loop. As the condition of this while loop, I'm going to check if answer is equal to yes. But as I mentioned in the previous videos, this is not a good way to check the equality of two strings, because sometimes it will check the location of your variable inside the memory RAM and not the value of that variable. Instead of comparing two strings this way, I'm going to say answer dot equals, or the first one, equals ignore case. It will ignore the lower and upper cases. The first one is better option. So I'm going to use that. Inside the parentheses, I can say yes. I'm going to say while the user answer is not yes, so I need to add an exclamation mark before that statement. While the answer is not yes, I'm going to ask the user once again. Let's copy this line. And let's save that user's answer. After the while loop, we are sure that we have received a yes answer, so we are going to continue on. It's time to generate a random number. I can generate a random number by saying random is equal to new random, and let's say int x is equal to random.nextInt inside the parentheses. Define your domain. Also, I'm going to add a +1 in order to make numbers from 1 to 20. I need to ask the user to enter some number, so I can say please enter a number, or please guess a number. Then I will wait for the user's answer. Let's say user input is equal to scanner.nextInt. I'm going to define three new variables in here. Their usage will be clear in a short, but for now, let's just define them. The first one is the times that user has tried. Let's call it times tried. Initially, it will be 0. The other one is boolean has won. I'm going to make that false initially. Another one for checking that if we need to finish the game, I'm going to call it should finish and make that to false initially as well. I'm going to create a while loop once again, and as the condition of this while loop, I'm going to say as long as should finish is not equal to true, then continue on. Inside the while loop, first of all, I'm going to check that if the times tried is 5 or more. If it is 5 or more, so we are going to show a game over message. I can say if times tried is greater than 5, then change the should finish to true. And also we will change as won to false as well. After the if statement, I'm going to check the different conditions related to the user's input and our random number. If, let's say, x is equal to the user's input, then has won is equal to true because user has won the game, and also should finish should be true because the game is done. Also, I'm going to increase the times tried by 1 as well. Else, if user's input is less than, let's say, x, I'm going to print something to the user. For example, let's say guess higher. And of course, I need to wait for the user's input. So I can say user input is equal to scanner.nextInt. In another case, which is user input is greater than x, once again, I'm going to show some message, some guidance. I'm going to say guess lower. Once again, I need to wait for the user's input. Scanner.nextInt. Also, I need to increase the times tried in both of these conditions as well. Times tried plus plus. Outside of this while loop, after the curly brace, I'm going to check that if user has won the game or not. So if has won is equal to true, then show a congratulations message. Let's say congratulations, you have guessed the number in, let's say, the times tried plus time. But else, I'm going to show another message so that the user know the game is over. And also we will print the x as well. The number was plus x. I think our application is ready to test, so let's run it and debug it if it needed. First of all, may I have your name? Yes, it's Maysam. A greeting message. Shall we begin? If I type no, we shouldn't pursue. Shall we begin? Yes. Please guess a number. I'm going to guess 10. Guess lower. Let's say 5. Lower. 3. It seems like our number is 4. A congratulations message. You have guessed the number in 4th try. Let's run it one more time. May I have your name? It's Maysam. Shall we begin? Yes. Guess a number, let's say 15. Guess lower, let's say 16. Another time, let's say 14 this time. I have guessed the number in 3rd try. I'm going to print the unsuccessful message, the game over message, but seems like I'm too lucky. May I have your name? Maysam. Shall we begin? Yes. Guess a number 15. It's my first time. Let's run it once again. May I have your name? Maysam. Yes. Guess a number 15. Guess higher. Let's guess lower. 12, 13, 14. Let's say 10. Guess higher. Let's say 9 this time. Once again, let's say 6. It seems like our program is buggy because I think the number of times that we have guessed is too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have guessed 7 times and we didn't see the game over message. So let's check where is the bug. Seems like the error is inside this if statement, the first one. We are checking that if times tried is greater than 5. Well, because the times tried is initially 0, from 0 to 5 there is 6 number. This is our first bug. I need to change this one to 4. And the other bug is that after setting this should finish to true, we never exited from the while loop. There is a command in here called continue. If I type it, after this line of code, it will jump to the next record for this while loop. the while loop will be started once again, meaning that it will check the condition once again, and if the condition is met, so it will execute the code inside the curly braces. Also, I need to change this condition in here to greater than equal. I think our application is ready to test, so let's check that. May I have your name? It's Maysan. Shall we begin? Yes. Also, let's check for the capital cases. Yes, it seems like it's working fine. Guess a number, let's say 10. Guess higher, let's put it wrong. 9, 8, 7, 6. After our 5th try, we are receiving the game over message. Okay, seems like our application works fine. It was a simple application, and I hope you solved the challenge. But if not, that's okay. It was relatively complex with the usages of while loops and if statements. In the next video, we are going to talk about array lists and lists in Java. So stay tuned for the next video.